Every day we hear about the heroism of doctors and healthcare workers around the country, but if you want to see what it's really like inside one of New York's most storied hospitals, check out Netflix's Lenox Hill, where four doctors let the cameras in for the highs and the lows of being on the front lines, including Chairman of Neurosurgery at Lenox Hill Hospital, Dr. David Langer. Take a look.
My dad was a cardiologist at UPenn, and when he walked around the hospital, he always used to do this. And I do the same thing. He had a heart attack when he was 42 and died when he was 45. His stroke is what got me interested in neuroscience to begin with. To me, my job's not a job. That's my life.
And Dr. Langer is here with us now. Welcome. Good to see you.
You too. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, how you doing? How you holding up through all of this?
Better than we were a few months ago, but I think we've achieved a new place in the chaos, and we're doing well.
Yeah. So there's so many hospitals in New York City that could be highlighted in this way. What makes Lenox Hill such a special place to work at and to highlight this way?
I think we're just lucky. I mean, we just happen to be, it's always been a doctor's hospital. I think that we have such a unique culture here, and the way we treat one another and the way what drives us. It's just a unique place. That's one of the reasons why I came.
Yeah.
And we were able to engender that in our own department. I think that shined through in the show.
And how did this idea for the show come about? And did you have any hesitations?
The reason why I didn't have any hesitation was I knew what the public was used to seeing.
Yeah.
I also knew that our department was real and we were the real thing. We were legit. So you can't be afraid. If you're afraid or want to change the message or want to edit it or make it look, not admit that you can make mistakes or show what's really going on, then I think you missed an opportunity to have the impact that it did.
So besides yourself, tell us about the other doctors who are highlighted.
Well, John is my partner. I've known John since we were residents together. We both are very ambitious, and we want to be the best. We luckily have chosen separate subspecialties, and he was, I think, the most obvious of the protagonists. Rafa Ortiz, I've known Rafa for almost 18 years. Mitch, I've known for 10. So, those are the core four of us that started the department in 2013, 2014, and what you see is what you get. I mean, we started the department as close colleagues. We knew what we were aiming for. And then all of a sudden, people want to do a Netflix show about it. It was pretty special.
Yeah. Well, you hear about a hospital show, a behind the scenes hospital show, and you think it's going to be about the surgeries. You think it's going to be only about the things that people get squeamish about. But really the heart of this show is about the drive it takes to be a doctor, I think, and just like the roller coaster of emotions that it takes to do this. Was it important for you and your fellow colleagues to show kind of the human side of this?
What was important is they saw who we were. The human side's important. These are real relationships. They weren't invented. And I think that's what we're really about. And it was just really very, humbling to see it with music and all the cuts. I mean, podiatry would have been interesting that way.
Yeah. In the first episode, we got to hear your story and how you followed in your father's footsteps and being a doctor. As the chair of the neurosurgery department, that's even hard to say. I know it's hard to do, but as the chair of the neurosurgery department, what do you think makes a good doctor?
Well, I think you have to be empathetic and ethics, honesty, and being collaborative. I mean, being able to ask for help. Those are the key things. On the actual surgeon side, there are some physical things you have to be able to accomplish. I feel like I'm pretty gifted. I mean, luckily for me, I enjoy the operating room. I enjoy the challenge. I like trying new things, being innovative, trying new devices and tools, and willing to push the envelope. But in the end, it's about making patients well.
Well, let me ask you this. How has it been becoming a TV star? It's a little bit of a different ballgame.
The truth is, I'm developing a voice that we're trying to bring back. It's okay to be a YouTuber or an athlete or a rock star, but being a physician and being a healthcare provider is still an amazing thing to do with your life.
Yeah.
And we want to speak to that. And that's, I think, the beauty of being a celebrity or on TV, that we can be ourselves and we're representative of all the things we do well.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you're doing that, because I will hope that I have 3 young children and I don't want them to think that being on TV is the end all be all. I want them to be a neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
You filmed this whole show pre-COVID, and then you all went back and did a special episode to show what was happening in hospitals now. Why was that important for you to do that? And what were you hoping that people would take away from seeing that?
We knew this was an historic time, and as time rolled on, it was obvious. And I think that Netflix came back with this idea that they wanted to support this 9th episode. And in some ways, I think that was the most impactful.
All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Langer, for everything that you do, and keep up the good work, as ridiculous as that sounds. I know that everyone appreciates what you're doing, and you can stream the entire series of Lenox Hill on Netflix now. Thanks so much for taking the time. I know you're busy.
Thank you. Good luck to your children.